What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We have our 2020 Tremor 350 and we're going to be installing this Magnum Headache Rack. Big shout out to them for providing this excellent piece of equipment, and it has lights, and you guys know how I love my lights. I'm going to show you how to hook this up. Wiring, mounting to this truck. Let's do it. Alright guys, thanks so much for checking us out. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Check this out. We're coming back at you with some new Super Duty stuff, and this is Magnum Headache Racks for the Super Duty. They have a lot of different configurations, whether or not you want lights, if you want grill slits, if you want them to go all the way across, if you want the open window, you might not want any of these lights, different configurations. And I thought this was cool too. You could at one point in time add lights to this rail if you deemed necessary. And the connections, yeah, everything looks pretty much factory. This looks like a GM connector, but hey, I'll take a Delphi connector. And then in the box we have some brackets. We have uno, dos, and check out this wiring harness. I thought this was really slick. I definitely approve of the quality of it. This is gonna plug into that headache rack, and we have some connections down underneath the truck by the tailgate. If you guys remember the video we did from Limitless Auto Works where we added the dually light, remember, right there. This guy's already got it on, but that's going to be that same connector. We're going to unplug it, plug this into that, and then the factory harness into that. It's going to do a little Y thing. We're going to run this all in the back of the vehicle. There is actually two different harnesses. This one is for LEDs, and there's another harness that is for the incandescent series trucks that does not have the module. So with that being said, we're going to talk about what that is for, and we're going to talk about where this goes in addition to that. We are right now going to need to remove this tonneau cover from the bed of the truck. This is the low profile one that will actually allow us to use our tonneau cover, so that's a plus. So we're going to get this rolling, get this off, and we're going to have a naked back bed of the truck, and then we're going to mock this headache rack up, and you guys tell me what you think. All right, we have the tonneau cover off. We have it down here on the floor in a nice and clean spot, which I would advise you guys to do because you don't want to be putting it back on all nasty. So without further ado, we are going to first off remove these plastic caps here on the stake hole. If you were putting I don't know, you guys see those brackets and stuff you can put in there. Guys got ladders and such. If you guys ever wondered what's down in there, that's what's down in there. A cavity that we're going to be putting that bracket in. I'm going to show you how to insert that into that stake hole, and then there's a bolt and some other stuff we're going to do. I'm going to repeat this for the other side. I'd save these. I wouldn't get rid of them. They just pop right out like that. No big deal. All right, let me get that bracket. All right, fellas, here are the brackets for the insert that you're going to put into the stake hole. This is the right, this is the left. We're going to be tightening this and sandwiching the bed skin in between here. I really like these welds over here. They look pretty good quality. It's got the boss in there. I like it. So once you get these removed, no big deal. We're going to go ahead and remove this side bracket. And if you guys notice right here on the inside of your bed, there is actually a hole right here. So we're going to be putting this through here like this, but we need to fish this down into this cavity here, and we're gonna set it in here like this, leaving this bolt in here so we can have something to hold. And then I'll have my boss that's gonna line up, and I can screw that right into here. So now this is jiggling around, and it'll look something like this. I think that looks pretty nice. We're not fully tightened. We're gonna leave this, I guess I probably should leave it just a little more loose. So we have a little more play in here, because this is the bolt that is gonna go down through the headache rack and secure it to the bed top. So we're gonna start here on the driver's side. Same thing. Gonna put this bolt through. I don't know, for whatever reason, I guess I took it out. And we're gonna follow the same procedure. We're gonna drop that down in here. I'm gonna take this off. All right, we'll drop it in just like we did on the other side. There it is. There we go. Screw that in. I'm gonna keep the plates going the same way, parallel with the bed. Okay, so that's that. I'm gonna take this out. I'm gonna save this washer, because this washer is gonna go on top. Boom, everything's lined up right there. So let me check the passenger side. Passenger side looks good too. We are all lined up. So I guess the next thing to do is get this headache rack on and lined up. Check this out. Just sitting up here makes this thing look bad. I like it. I like it. I like it. We're gonna move it into its final position. Let's go ahead and we're gonna lift this thing up and slide it right all the way up there. Of course, we need to line up our holes. We're gonna do that. I gotta get up in the bed. All right, we're gonna move it over just a smidgy widgy. I see the hole right there. Boom, there she is. So I'm gonna take this washer and the bolt that they provided. Now, mind you, that hole is already lined up from us installing it, so you don't want it to be flopping around, because there's gonna be absolutely no way you're going to get that finagled in there. So, note to self. Just over just a smidge, okay. And again, boom. I feel the boss right. Where's she at? Right there. Oh. There we go. Finally got it started now. I had to jiggle this around. All right. So far, I am really impressed with one, the quality. I like the brackets. I think this is definitely a nice compliment for you guys with the work trucks, or for us. I mean, we like lights. We like the lights up there. We didn't want to have the slits for the rear window. I like the opening. I think I'm really digging this. I like it. Behind the back rack, just kind of have it sitting here in the bed right now, and decide where we're going to run that straight down to the bed. But right now, I think this is really nice. I like the finish on it. Let me get down. Yeah, check that out. Check it out. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like the fact that it is very OE looking. The corners, the sides, I think it complements the cab. It looks good, looks good. All right, well, right now, I guess the final thing we're gonna need to do is we're going to use hand tools to tighten these down. We're going into aluminum, not steel. These are not lug nuts. We're going to tighten this down, tighten this side down. We're gonna tighten this side down, tighten this side down. We got some rubber gasket spacers here that are gonna compress down onto the bed rails. So, I mean, just use caution. We're gonna show you how to do it, but it's hand tool time. So we got 13 milli. Did I not grab a 13 milli? Oh, for crying out loud. All right, we have the 14 millis 3/8 drive. We're gonna go ahead and snug this down. This is gonna be pulling it against the bed you can actually see it start to deflect. Okay, so that's tight. Let's check this one. Watch this gap here. So you're going down. As soon as I feel that resistance, I'm going to start going to the side bolt. Okay, I'm starting to feel some resistance. Let's see if this changed. Okay, a little bit. And okay, that's snug. I'm not forcefully pulling up on it. I'm pulling up on it, and that's I guess an acquired feel. It's kind of hard to explain that on film, but I'm gonna go a little bit more here. Watching this washer, make sure that's not dimpling down. I think that's good. I like this. Looks uniform all the way across. That seam looks good. That feels the same all the way through. It didn't get any tighter. It doesn't feel any looser. So I'm gonna go ahead and repeat that for the other side, and this should look the exact same. So all right, passenger side, same thing. Watch that side deflect. Oh yeah. Okay, let's see how much resistance we got here. Watch that crush. It's already crushed a little bit. It was higher, but the other side pulled that down too. Okay, I'm starting to feel some resistance now. I'll be paying attention here. Okay, let's watch that washer. Looking good. Okay, let's check to see if this has changed. No, I like the way this feels. This is nice and tight. I like that up against that. Feels good. This will be our final. This will be our final. Okay, one more maybe. Let's see. All right, I think I'm good with that. Let's see. Oh yeah, that seam looks good. All right, I like this. Seems sturdy. This does feel very sturdy. It feels like it's one with the bed, which is the ultimate goal. You don't want this thing slapping against your cab when you're going down bumpy roads. I really like this. This is really nice. So once you finish this is, I don't know if you want to say the hard part, but it was fairly easy to install this. If you guys are following this video while you're installing yours, this was really no big deal. I don't want you guys to stress out about it. I know the instruction says, warning, be careful not to over tighten. Just use hand tools and go slow, just like you saw us do. All right, so we're gonna go over the wiring, what we're gonna have to do. Like we were talking in the beginning of the video, we're gonna have a couple of connectors we're gonna have to disconnect. But yeah, let's get to the back of the vehicle. If you guys are wondering, that's the gap between the cab. You can see how close it is. So if you were wondering if the cab's going to be jiggling around, if it was actually going to be hitting here. So yeah, that's the space. Here is the wiring. We were talking about this earlier, and some of the connectors we're going to have to unplug. Whether or not you have LEDs or incandescents, this is going to be the same connector underneath the truck, and right below, or above that, sorry, is this connector right here. We're going to get down there. I'm going to show you that, but before we do, I want to show you this. This is a module that needs to be mounted underneath the truck, and we have to provide it power. The team over there includes a bundle of wire that you're going to use to go to the battery and or hook up your fuse. Where's the fuse at? Here it is right here. You hook that up. Or something else you can do, instead of going directly to the battery, we are actually going to use the upfitter switch wiring. Now these all go to your upfitter switches, but they were kind enough to leave us a hot at all times wire to hook up to pretty much anything you want. So instead of having something hooked to the battery, I am actually going to utilize this circuit right here to keep it slick, to keep it that OE look. But if you want, you can still hook it to the battery. That brings us over here to the driver's side of the truck and how we are going to fish that down in between this crevasse. I'm going to finagle that down there, and I'm going to show you exactly where it's going to dangle out down right in between this area. I'll show you. Check it out. Dangling all the way from the top. This is where it puts you right about here by your rear cab mount. So now the next question is, how do you fix this so that it doesn't look all sloppity slop? Well, I'm going to show you that, and I think instead of me showing you along the way, maybe I will just go and do it and then show you. I don't know. What do you think? You guys want to watch me do this? Kind of difficult here. All right, let me get it at least mocked up, and then you guys can follow along. All right, fellas, I'm super excited to show you. I wanted to systematically think about where exactly I was going to put this, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. When we first dropped the wire all the way down, you can see it's coming all the way from up there. I didn't want to put any tethers or anything way up there. I wanted it to just be free and be able to move. So we came over here to the front of the bed. I added just one little zippy, crossed over the fuel filler, and the connector is going to reside right here. Okay, this is right on the other side of the frame. There is a harness. There's a harness right here by your def tank. You can see right, you can look up right between the space between the tank and the frame. You're going to follow that harness all the way back, and I'm going to continue to zip tie that over. Then you come behind that brake junction and follow that down around the shock to this harness and up over this cross member here. Now this is going to be definitely a requirement to remove your spare tire. Obviously I wanted to do this so I could show you guys a little bit better, but after doing it, I am definitely going to recommend you taking your spare tire down. Made it so much more easier. So again, follow the harness all the way to the back. If you guys have been putting the Limitless Auto Works wire harness in, this is going to be in the same location. I connected the harness to the bottom of the bed. It actually had some things here from the factory that I just utilized. I don't know if you guys have those on your truck, but I kept it. I thought it looked authentic. Okay, and then while you're over here to the passenger side, you have such a perfect spot to put this module right here above this cross member. You guys can see it here from the back side right here. Okay, and then I just pretty much coiled up all of the harness right to the factory harness. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I'm going to leave my wire that we're going to have to hook to the battery. I'm going to use the double-sided tape on this. I'm going to clean all this off with some Brake Clean Mafia, get that all situated, and then we are going to be messing with these two connectors right here. Now this is from the harness, this is from the harness. We need to disconnect the vehicle one first. We're going to disconnect these. You got to push, you have to push this tab here and wiggle that off. Same thing with this one, squeeze that tab and wiggle that off. Now it's pretty obvious where these are going to go. The small one goes to the small one, the big one goes to the big one. Obviously you're going to put the female to male and female to male down on this one. So let me get this hooked up, connected, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to manipulate this mess so it looks a little better. All right, check this out. Super pleased with how this came out. Have the factory harness located right behind the pigtail jumper Y that came with the kit. Looked pretty good. Doesn't look too bad. And this is the wire we are going to have to run to the battery. I'm going to go ahead and double-sided tape this right here. If you guys want to use something else other than that, feel free to. You can double zip tie that around if you want, if you feel need to.
But now we're going to either run, like we were talking about, from the battery, or if you have upfitter switches, there is a brown with a red tracer that's going to allow us to pick up that hot. So let's run that wire all the way back. I'm going to show you where I'm going to run that, and I think you should run this in the exact same spot that we have done because it looked factory as can be. All right, let's go to the battery. All right, we've came over and it's kind of a tight shot here, but I've gotten, where's my wire? There it is right there. I'm moving. That is our hot wire off of our upfitter switch box. If you did not want to run it to the battery, which Magnum Headache Rack team gives you a eyelet and a fuse holder so that you can utilize the 12 volt right there. All right, I have followed the harness all the way from the side of the engine, followed it behind this body mount all the way around this harness. Did not unclip these zip ties. I was actually able to run the wire right through the gap. Followed it all the way around. Oh, we need the cutters. Need some cutters. We have zip ties going all the way across. And now over the frame, and we are right by the DPF. And we're gonna come along the side here. Here is the exhaust hanger. I've used 2 trim clips that have Christmas tree twangs on them, so I've oriented it right there, and right there, and right there. And then I come from the particulate matter sensor, and again just use those factory little twangs here and letting it rust, going back by the particulate matter module. And like I said, to reemphasize, you need to have the spare tire removed. It is definitely a must. Double-sided tape our harness down, and then the final display. There it is. This is the Magnum Headache Rack harness, fully installed PTT version, and I tried to make it as clean as I possibly could so it didn't look like there's a bunch of nonsense going on back here. I guess the last thing to do is to check it out. All right, guys. All right, here it is, fully installed tonneau cover back on. Whew. Let's see them brake lights. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's get some of that dually light in action. Oh yeah. Check that out. Let me get that left turn signal. Let me get that right turn signal. Oh yeah. How about that reverse? Ooh. I like. All lights off. Let me hit that brake. Brakes on and off. Look at that. Running lights. Brakes off. Brakes on. I like it. Tell me what you think right now, everybody, in the comment section. If you are running a Magnum Headache Rack on your Super Duty or Ford truck, because we got them for the F-150s, I want to know what your particular configuration is. And a big thanks to Magnum Headache Racks for getting us one for our Tremor, our Ford truck. We're constantly updating them and providing you guys with quality installs and showing you the best products on the market. Let me know, guys. Remember to like, comment, sub, share. See ya!